It's July 31st, about 9:55 in the morning. I'm going to be leaving this area for 20 days or so, going to the Pendleton, Camp Pendleton area for a little bit while they refresh the apartments, get them ready for the new kids who will be coming to the campus area. And so I will take the opportunity to get out of this area. I'm gonna miss it for a little bit, but I'll be back. Um, and hang out over near a military base, and it's home to a lot of Marines. So probably will bump into their families where I'm staying, and it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see what it's like. Not that not that there aren't military families around here. Where in the campus area there is summer school in session, and some of the new kids were arriving as well for gearing up for next year. So I've taken videos of that. These plants don't exactly seem to be dying. you know, I don't I don't know. Maybe by the time I come back, they'll be upright, and some like added scenery to the koi pond. We'll just have to see. There's something very calming and peaceful about this area. That's the reflection of the second koi pond on the other side, and it's reflecting on the bark. See how beautiful that is? That reflection, just sort of so serene, right? Just sort of kind of makes you think of the relaxed nature of the water underneath, and the tree itself is sort of just relaxing. It's so beautiful. Now this is all before before the hurricanes arrive and things start happening across. I mean, this is a beautiful, scenic, calm, peaceful environment right now, right? It's very easy to get lulled into thinking that everything is well with the world. Meanwhile, forest fires are raging, hurricanes are in the ocean, and they're bound to arrive at some point. And that won't even be the beginning of Super El Nino. That starts later, around Christmas time. The hurricane season, no, I don't think the hurricane season is Super El Nino. That's not the reason it's called Super El Nino is because it's supposed to represent the Christ child. It's supposed to represent Christmas time. Anyway, that's just in my mind, you know. It's just maybe the effects started arriving earlier. We'll see. I think the hurricanes happen anyway, right? Regardless of whether a Super El Nino is present or not. So maybe I don't know what'll happen. You know, maybe the storms will be more severe, or maybe something else will happen. But to me, the Super El Nino begins around Christmas time. At least that's how it was always named. And then, you know, I don't know, 3-4 months. I mean, it could, for the U.S., it could mean incredible snowfall. Very, very cold. I don't know what it'll mean. We'll just have to see what happens, I suppose. I mean, it's already you can't cool down the ocean, right? I mean, it's already there. Whatever, it's, you know, like that scene in whatchamacallit, that movie, the partners meeting. The guy says, well, it's already baked in, like it's already like done. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. It's in the water. It is what it is, right? The problem is not this Super El Nino. The real problem is not this one. The real problem is that we are not at the threshold. We are on the other side of the threshold already. There is a threshold, and the threshold is that, at least that's what I heard on YouTube. I don't know. I haven't spoken to a weather expert, but the guy on YouTube was a weather expert. He was a past weatherman, and he studied all this stuff. And the analysis was that, let me just think through this and structure the words in my mind before I speak them. The analysis was that there is a threshold beyond which the earth, see, El Nino is a compensatory mechanism to get rid of excess heat that builds up in the ocean. There is this acidity building up, which is connected because of the carbon dioxide, or the amount of carbon dioxide and other things that the ocean is absorbing. So the ocean is becoming more acidic. That's one of the connected problems. The other problem is there's a lot of heat, so the ocean is absorbing a lot of heat. And in order to compensate for absorbing this heat, it does this sort of weird current which flows in certain very specific pathways. And, you know, it creates these storms, but these storms are actually kind of like a release mechanism. They're a symptom. You know, it's like a patient having a fever, and the reason for the fever is an infection. What the fever is trying to do is trying to kill the germs that are infecting the patient, right? So that's what the fever is doing. That's why your body heats up. The hot body is an indication of an attempt to kill the germs. And it's just an immune response, in other words. It's just a symptom of the fever. So El Nino, if you consider it to be a symptom of the heating ocean, then the threshold that I'm talking about, or that what that person in the video was talking about, is that there is a point, and we are past that point, and this point is not like a moment in time. This point is in geological time frames, which means several years, like maybe a couple of decades. But we are already past that point. We're like 7 or 8 years past that point, and within another 10 or 14 years, the Earth's compensation mechanism, this El Nino mechanism and other mechanisms that the Earth uses to compensate for the excess heat in the oceans, that will break. Like there will be a distinct point sometime, I don't have an exact number, a weather forecaster will tell you, but there will be a distinct point sometime in say 2040 maybe or something like that, when these attempts to cool by creating El Nino effects, the Earth will no longer do that. And if it doesn't do that, if the Earth just says, fuck it, I'm done, I'm not going to I'm not, I, clearly somebody else logged in, but I'm not going to compensate for this stuff. You guys are on your own. Let the stuff heat up. Let whatever happens. Then the Earth is going to get even hotter, and at some point, it'll go into a spiral where the heat just keeps increasing and increasing, and that's going to be like areas will turn into deserts, and it's just going to be incredible damage. And according to this forecaster, and I don't know how much credibility to put into it, there will not be a way to come back. So at that point, even if we try to recover, even if we say, all right, we're no longer going to use fossil fuels, we're no longer going to drill, we're no longer going to do this, no longer going to do that, there will not be a way to come back. Like the Earth will not say, okay, all right, you guys stop drilling, no carbon, great, I'll go back to adaptation. And again, this is according to this person, the Earth will no longer, like the Earth will be broken. The patterns of the healing adaptations of the Earth will be broken. Now, if that's true, then we are really on the precipice. And that's sort of the conversation I was having with Brooke yesterday. It's the idea that humanity... Oh, look, a sprinkler just started. How appropriate. It's the idea that humanity often needs a push to do the right thing. For countries to cooperate, for people to say, all right, we'll work together. Ooh, this is a healing mist. Wow. Isn't that great? I don't know if this is augmented or this was designed for this particular video, but this is appropriate. This is sort of what we're trying to do, right? To Earth. We're trying to cool it down. Oh, that's what the Earth is doing. Anyway, for countries to cooperate on climate change, for countries to say, all right, you know what, we're all in this together. We are going to cooperate. We're going to, not negotiate, not do this, we're all going to do our part without fail, and we will all help each other to meet our energy needs, and, we will work together as a family. That time is shrinking, and the problem is humanity doesn't pull together unless the crisis is extremely urgent. That's always been the problem, right? Ooh, it's always sort of been the problem. Humanity doesn't pull together until there's a crisis. It's some kind of bug in the human system that we will not eat well. We will not. I mean, we'll continue to eat pizza even as we get fatter. That kind of thinking. I mean, it's just completely absurd, right? But that's that's a feature of humanity, right? And it's a bug of humanity. It's not really a feature. So the question is, how do we get humanity to pull together? And each country, without negotiating, says, all right, we own up to this. What's done's done. Let's figure out a way to pull together and let's, face this together. And it's impossible. It really is. I mean, we have conflicting interests. We have competing interests. We have people in power who are, batshit crazy. And these people are not going to agree to anything. It's tragic, but it's true. And so, to me, I mean, this sort of peaceful environment, this sort of peaceful discussions, and this sort of healing environment that exists here is great, but there is a overarching reality that is developing in the background already. And anyway, this is my last day here for this term. I'll be back in 20 days on August 20th. I'll probably record a video the same day I'm back from this area. Let's see what develops. Wish you all the best for a great new term. And I mean, I sound like a professor, don't I? Am I teaching anything? Who am I teaching to? I just speak to exercise my vocal cords, right? And ultimately it's about kids. It's about, making sure that our kids have a future in civilization, in art, in shaping art, in creating a new system, hopefully. We'll see. I mean, anyway, I mean, look at how batshit crazy these people are, man. I mean, how are we going to create a new system with these people in power? It's impossible. Like, just look at the statements that they're making. Does any of that seem anywhere close to a normal statement? It's just people are insane. It's just, whether it's, I mean, anyway, that's it from me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm sure I'll record from Pendleton, but from here, take care. See you in a few days. Adios, sayonara. Take care. Bye.